we want to see two out-and-out, explosive, knockout merchants stand there and trade punches and kicks. It's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to pick the dog in this one. I'm going to pick the dog. I'm going to go for it. He's hungry, mate. Alex Pereira, he is an animal, but I know Khalil. I've trained with Khalil. He's a good fella. He's a great fighter. And I'm going with the dog.
Are you going to give me a round on the stoppage? Because you know it's going to have to be a stoppage.
First, why not? Let's just really go for it.
Let's get cracking, shall we? We UFC 307. Salt Lake City is the destination this weekend. Altitude might play a bit of a factor in some of the outcomes of these fights. We've obviously seen Leon Edwards go there, win a world title against Kamaru Usman, but for maybe 3.5 rounds, he struggled with that altitude. Will it play effect here? Main event, light heavyweight titles on the line. And for what feels like the 100th time this year, Alex Pereira's fighting again. He seems to be the guy. The bat signal goes up, he answers it, and he's ready to rock and roll, defending his crown once again, this time against Khalil Roundtree. Yes, I know there's a narrative that maybe it should have been Magomed Ankalaev, but I just like to watch berserkers have a go. And Khalil Roundtree is that berserker. Fantastic striker, bags of power, has the potential to cause an upset. Whether I think he will or not, I'll tell you in a minute. But as a fight, mate, I'm extremely excited about it.
Come on, mate. Let's have it right, Adam. Let's call it what it is. We want to see Khalil and Pereira. Yes, Ankalaev deserves it, but we want to see two out-and-out, explosive, knockout merchants stand there and trade punches and kicks. That is what we want to see, and that is exactly what's going to happen. You've got Khalil Roundtree. He even likes to do the tap and everything, like he's up for it, but he's got devastating kicks, really finding his feet now within the UFC. Got some of the best Muay Thai that I've seen in the UFC, to be honest. I've actually trained with him in Thailand. He's been out there. He's immersed himself in the Thai culture. As you can see, he even does the Y crew on certain occasions against arguably the best striker in the sport right now. Definitely the fight I want to see. And as a fan, couldn't ask for much better.
Yeah, what do you think of this as a statement? I was talking to, we were just speaking about Bisping. I was speaking to our mate Bisping last week about this particular fight. And we were having a conversation about strikers that Alex Pereira has faced inside the UFC. And if you take Israel Adesanya out of it, and you could probably just clarify this as just light heavyweights, would you say that Khalil Roundtree is the best when it comes to striking that he will have faced? And he's been in with Yuri Prochazka, he's been in with a couple of others like the Sean Stricklands of this world, who's got a very different style down at middleweight. Would you say that Khalil Roundtree is right up there as the number one bar, is he?
What did Bisping say?
He agreed with me.
I just was wondering. I mean, after the list that you just mentioned, yeah, definitely. I mean, especially recently, he's a violent fellow. He's the first person that I've seen go for a body kick when someone's on all fours. Just violent, blast them in the ribs, like vicious. He's got devastating kicks. He's the full package, man. And what a fight to watch.
Okay. With what we've just been speaking about before we make our predictions, altitude. We've seen it sap the energy out of some fighters. Does it play evident here, mate?
Never personally fought at altitude. Don't know how it feels, but he just alluded to the Leon Edwards thing, and I spoke to Leon about it, and he said, mate, it is a thing. So, is it going to play a factor? I'm sure it will, but it's going to play a factor for both people in the cage, isn't it? So, ultimately, you're both under the same thing.
Co-main event, we've got the female bantamweight title on the line. Raquel Pennington, who won that championship earlier on this year, is back, and she's taking on the former champion in Juliana Pena. Both girls, let's be dead straight about this, the decision merchants. There's not really viral moments that either of these produce, whether it be with their hands or whether it be with the submissions. There might be an opportunity back end of the fight, given the fact that we are fighting at altitude and people will get tired. I personally think it's going a full 25 minutes. It'll be a bit of a grind of a fight, this. I think it'll sway from one side to the other. Raquel, if she can, needs to keep it on the feet.
I reckon they're all just keeping the title warm for Kayla Harrison, though, do you?
Yeah, you know that. And she's on this card, which makes it even better, doesn't it?
She just seems like steps ahead of everyone in the division right now. When I look up and down that division, I'm just being brutally honest. She just looks way ahead of everyone in this division. And that is going to be, a chess match on the feet. back and forth, decision, I'd definitely go with you on the decision, but I feel like they are holding it for Kayla.
And that's kind of where I'm at, because I don't mean any disrespect to the champ and the former champ, but I'm actually more interested in Ketlin Vieira versus
Yeah,
Kayla Harrison on this
me
particular
too.
card, because I think Kayla, who impressed me incredibly against Holly Holm on her debut, is going to do something really, really special here once again. She'll get on the microphone, she'll rock the living daylights out of it, and she'll have everybody excited at the possibility of her becoming champ and maybe coaxing Amanda Nunes out of retirement. How good would that be?
Well, she's a superstar, and Holly Holm, tough fight on your debut, went in there, and when I say destroyed, she absolutely destroyed her, and she spiced up a division. If I'm honest, that was dead. It was dead in the water. There was not
Needed.
much going on. She came in there, she blew the doors off the UFC, and I really think now Kayla Harrison is the one to watch in this division, and I'm really excited. Not more than the main event, because the main event's the main event. But I know Kayla personally. We fought on the same card lots of times. Great girl, and I know she's going to do great.
I genuinely thought that my days of introducing Jose Aldo fights inside a mixed martial arts cage were done. I thought he'd retired. I thought he was out the door. I thought he'd gone off to boxing to go and make a few quid. He came back last year kind of to save a card that needed a bit of star value. He came in, he did the business against Martinez, and I thought, what a wonderful way to finish the career there, mate, showing that he can still do it against the young bucks. Well done, Jose, super stuff. He's back again, kids. That's right. Just over a year, he's back again. He's answered the call, and he's taking on another young buck in Mario Bautista. Massive opportunity for Bautista taking on a legend. What version of Jose Aldo do we get? Maybe 12 months off does him the world of good. Maybe he goes through the gears one more time. To be fair, it's Scarface, mate. He could do what the bloody hell he wants. Roll back the years, son. Show me what it's all about.
What's mad about this is, when he did come back and decided to come back, it's not even like they give him an easy fight. They give him a real tough up and comer on a win streak where it was like, oh, what? And he went in there, and he might have looked better than ever. Let's just call it what it is. He looked
without leg kicks.
Adam.
He actually used less leg kicks. It was his hands that took care of Martinez that night. Sensational.
So listen, he's like fine wine. We might be talking about swan dances. He's not reading that script. He's here to stay, mate. Let me tell you.
If you want some brutality kicking off this main card, Roman Dolidze is taking on Kevin Holland. Both guys coming off wins. Kevin Holland with a fantastic win against Oli Jacek last time out, getting that first round submission. And Roman Dolidze has been one of those that says he's just bubbled along. Roman Dolidze, he's got some good wins, and then he might have a bump. Then he has a good couple of wins, then he has a bump. This is an opportunity for him to announce himself against a perennial contender in the division.
Oh, mate, Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland, what a guy. What a performance last time out. Who would have put money down on the Kevin Holland submission? Must have been about 25 to 1. Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody expects it from him. He's that guy that comes out, strikes, lays it all on the line, and then he just pops out with a submission after a rocky start. And you were right about Dolidze. Floats under the radar a little, and a must-win fight for both of them.
Feature prelim, one of my favourites. Wonder Boy's on there, taking on Joaquin Buckley. You've got you've got a guy who likes to talk the trash. I don't think he'll talk too much trash against Wonder Boy because he's such a nice fella. And then you've also got on the prelims Carla Esparza in her last ever fight. Just a little note. It's down the prelims. You might not pay too much attention to it, but pay attention to Carla Esparza because she's in that real rare pool of not just female fighters, fighters in general, that have won a title, lost a title, and then won that title back. Two-time champion, Kayla Esparza, calling time on her mixed martial arts career, so we wish her all the best. Now then, main card predictions. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. Do you want me to go first this week?
Yeah, go on then.
Right, go on then. Fire them off.
We'll start at the bottom then, shall we? We'll go with Roman Dolidze, Kevin Holland.
Dolidze.
Are you going to give me away, or are you just
okay. All right, we're elaborating. All right. I reckon Kevin Holland's going to come out, do what Kevin Holland does. And I reckon Dolidze, I don't know, Kevin Holland can tend to be wild at times and leave openings and gaps. And I feel like Dolidze will expose them gaps. And I'm not sure of the actual finish, but I think he'll get it done inside the distance against Kevin Holland.
Interesting. I'm going Dolidze decision. I think it'll go all the way, full 15. I'll go first then on Kayla Harrison, so then people don't think we're copying off each other and kind of know exactly what you're going to say. I'm going to pick Kayla Harrison round 2. Very similar to what we saw against Holly Holm. Absolute domination with a second round finish.
I'll go Kayla Harrison decision.
Ooh,
You know why? She had a lot of decisions in the PFL. I feel like Holly Holm was there to be finished in that fight.
Okay, fair enough.
It was complete domination, and I just think in this one, the level of competition is really high in the UFC. I think this one will play out to a decision.
Is Jose Aldo going to roll back the years?
Jose Aldo, he's going to outbox him. He's going to look great on the outside, and he's going to get it done within the distance. There you go.
You've gone for a finish. I'm going for Jose points.
There we go. Let's see.
I like it though, mate. Raquel Pennington and Juliana Pena are going the distance, and it'll be Juliana Pena and new for me. I think she'll grind this out. It'll be dirty. It'll be ugly. It won't be the most attractive of fights, but Juliana Pena will be the champion, and she'll be next up for Kayla Harrison.
I mean, it's hard to not agree with that one. I mean, if you look at both records, there's not many finishes involved there, so it's hard to disagree with you on that one. I've got to take the same stance on that one.
You get to go first on the light heavyweight title fight in the main event, mate. What do you reckon?
You know what? I'm going to pick the dog in this one. I'm going to pick the dog. I'm going to go for it. You know why? He's hungry, mate. He's been around a long time. This is his probably last ever opportunity with age creeping up. Alex Pereira, he's been an animal. He is an animal, but Khalil, I know Khalil, I've trained with Khalil, he's a good fella, he's a great fighter.
Yeah.
And I'm going with the dog.
Mate, that's unbelievable. So, are you going to give me a round on the stoppage? Because you know it's going to have to be a stoppage.
First, why not? Let's just really go for it.
Love it.
I'm not messing about.
Listen, the Khalil Roundtree story has been absolutely awesome. This is a guy that was 300 pounds, smoking, drinking, being he was on the road with bands and various things up and down America. Saw a poster, said, I'm going to be in the UFC, and set off on this journey. And look at him now, mate. He's in a world title fight. His name's in bits. I love that. And there would be nothing more fitting, because we all love an underdog story. We all love those UFC stories. I just think that Alex Pereira, he will be asked questions. It will be a firefight. There will be carnage in this. He might even have to get up, Alex Pereira, off the deck. But once that touch of death lands, and it will land, you feel it, mate. That left hook is just absolute mustard. I think second round Alex Pereira, after maybe getting an absolute beating in the first round and maybe getting on the verge of being finished. I think he comes back out for the second round and gets the job done just against Khalil Roundtree. But it'll be an amazing fight.
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you, but I'm going for the dog. I'm sticking with the dog, and I'm looking forward to next week.
Mate, can you imagine if all yours come in? That's some serious Brewsters, that one, isn't it? Serious Brewsters.
Hey, couple of TKOs in there.
There you go. If Alex is successful, would you want to see him against Magomed Ankalaev, who is obviously fighting at UFC Abu Dhabi, so therefore the schedules would align? Or would you just say, nah, man, go and fight Tom Aspinall?
I'm just going to be honest, Adam. I think he should ride off into the sunset. I mean, he's a striker. We like watching other strikers fight, and we don't want to see him get wrestled. We don't want it. Do we want to see him get wrestled? No, we don't. We want him to ride off into the sunset, with a load of belts and this nostalgia about him. And this guy walked into the UFC from kickboxing, destroyed everyone, and then left. That's what I want.
So you don't even want to see him go up and try at heavyweight?
All right. Well, as soon as I put it out there, here he is. The UFC matchmaker's back again. Yeah. Of course I want to see him at heavyweight. What kind of a question is that? But I also
listen, the dude's hot.
But I also like the sound of a guy. He's like one of them spiritual Mexican Azteca gods that just came in, destroyed everyone and left. That's also like a crazy story. But if you're talking about Tom Aspinall at heavyweight, of course I want to see it. Who doesn't?
Everybody wants to see it. Listen, 307 should be solid. Loads of ramifications coming off the back of it, and we'll give you a review on next week's programme, so make sure you come and join us for that. Little bits of other business. You may have seen Khabib Nurmagomedov doing an interview in the last 24, 48 hours, basically stating that Islam Makhachev will return to the octagon in January. That's big news. Him versus Arman Sarukian, for me, is the fight. Fingers crossed they can get that made, and that'll kick off 2025 in good fashion, which then obviously opens up the conversation as to where are they going to put Conor McGregor. I told you which fight I want to see. I want to see the Masvidal return. It would be absolutely tremendous. I'm sure they will find a place for him in the start of 2025. I think we need him back now. The talking's been going on for too long between everybody. Let's get the guy back in the ring, or should I say the octagon. And we saw him do, I think, a live stream the other day where he was saying, or calling every man and his dog out, weren't they? He had a go with Bilal, he had a go with Ilya Topuria, he's had a go with everybody, mate. He's just being Conor, just doing Conor stuff. And hopefully we get to see him fight, mate, because the world is a better place when Conor McGregor's fighting. Agreed?
If you've not seen that live stream, it's one of the greatest things I've ever watched. It is absolutely comedy from start to finish. Whoever Gilberts are, yeah, fair play to you for signing Conor McGregor, and thank you very much for bringing us these live streams, because the world's even a better place with Conor McGregor live streams. They're incredible. Everyone gets it. Nobody's safe from a Conor McGregor live stream.
I'm keeping my gob shut just in case we
end up
next week or something
it.
like that, and he's giving it us as well.
Oh, God.
Anyway, thank you very much for tuning on to our show. Make sure you like and subscribe to talkSPORT MMA YouTube channel. Plenty more to come as we build up to a fantastic year end. We'll catch you next time.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.